Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Horror Debate. I'm Michael Mandy, and with me as always, Rowdy Jeff.
Hey, what's going on, people? I'm glad you came back. This week we have something that has been raved about and raved about and raved about.
There's a rave?
There is a rave going on, man, and it's in the movie Chaos.
Techno.
No, but anyway, no, there is a rave about this movie. There's so much talk about this film, we had to do it, and it's called Let Me In.
Which is a remake of a Swedish film, I think it's from Sweden.
Something like that.
Called Let the Right One
In.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I leave the rest of them out. You know what I'm saying?
I go to all these movie websites because, you know, I'm a movie nut and I love... And on this one site I go to a lot, it's called AintItCoolNews.com.
Yep. Plug!
Yeah, there you go.
Plug!
Harry, you owe me.
That's right.
All right, so, and everyone was going, this is an awesome movie, great movie, and it's a Swedish film, and I don't mind, you know, going to Netflix, or it says you can see it at this torrent or whatever.
Yep.
So I'll check them out, or I'll go get the DVD. And I watched the original.
Yep.
So, and then 2-3 years later, Jeff, you said we should do this. Okay, Let Me In. Yeah, it's a remake of it. Okay, I'm all for that.
Well, let me tell you why I said that. Because my wife read the book, and she loved it.
Ah.
And she said, this is dope. So she said, you have to do the movie. And I want to see the movie so bad. And I said, well...
I thought you were going to say you have to do dope.
To
watch this movie.
That's right. You got to do dope to watch the movie. So she said, yeah, we got to watch this one. I said, well, that'll fit right in with our next batch of flicks, right?
Yeah.
So here we are.
So you called me up. Dude, we got to do it.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Got the Blu-ray ready. And bam... I mean, give me a break, Mike.
Well, Jeff doesn't like movies with kids in them.
No, I love kids. And as a matter of fact, I want to say this right up front. Those two kids, that the girl and the little boy who looks like an elf from Zelda, both of those kids can act like better than any kid I think I've ever seen.
Chloe and Cody. They should be a team.
Chloe, are they like the tag team champions now? Yeah. Chloe and Cody?
I thought Cody, the little kid, I thought he looked like, you know, maybe they should choose him to do the musical version of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he looks straight out of Legend of Zelda to me, dude. Yeah, put an elf hat on him or something, you know? I mean, he looked just like it. But he acted so good. He, you know, his expressions and his emotions, and it was all understated. Yeah. And it was so good. It was real.
So the acting was good in this movie.
It was great.
And obviously the director who pulled that performance out of them.
Absolutely. And I don't think he had to pull very hard, to be honest with you, because those two, you could just tell, are gifted.
All right.
They can do it, and they're going to have a heck of a future. I've seen that girl. Where did I see her? Kick-Ass.
Ah, yes.
That's where I've hit girl.
Yes.
That's where I've seen her before. Yeah, she's happening, man. I mean, talk about a dirty mouth in Kick-Ass. I enjoyed every frame of that film, man. That was crazy. And I saw her in this one, but talk about going from one extreme to another.
They're making another Kick-Ass.
Oh, sure they are, because it was great.
It made money.
I'll go see it. I loved that thing, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. I'm talking about serious acting chops here, man. These kids have it, and if they do another project, I'm sure they're going to knock it out of the park again, because they're just so good.
It's just if that project is Let Me In Part 2, Jeff won't watch it.
Like, hey, Let Me In Part 2, leave me out. Okay, that's it. I'll stand outside. You know what I mean? Okay, here's the problem with this film, okay?
What's the plot of this film?
Well, I'm not even going to go there.
Okay, I'll tell the plot of this film, and then you tell us what's wrong with it.
All right, good.
The plot of this film is this kid... Okay, here's the thing I don't understand. The film, the original film was in like Switzerland or Sweden or somewhere where it's cold and snowy, because that's part of the film.
Yeah.
You know, the location. So all of a sudden I'm watching this movie, and all of a sudden I see Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wait a second.
Does it snow in Albuquerque?
I don't know if it snows, but you know, when I think of Albuquerque, New Mexico, snow is not in the top 10.
Red Mountains is what I think of.
Now Arizona, people think Arizona is just a giant Grand Canyon and a giant desert, but no, Flagstaff is way the heck on top of a mountain, and it snows big time up in Flagstaff. So, okay, Arizona, snow, I'll buy that. New Mexico, okay, news to me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that either.
Okay, so
it doesn't matter though.
Okay,
It was a snowy environment. It was sufficiently creepy. Yeah. So okay, tell us what we're dealing with here.
Okay, so this little kid, single mom, and mom and dad are going through a messy divorce, and they don't have much money. They're living in this little dingy apartment complex or whatever, and this kid's being picked on by the kids at school. He's a wimp, and everyone messes with him, and he's just depressed at home, depressed at school, and everything. And all of a sudden, this girl appears. Her and her dad, quote unquote, move in, and he's like, hi, you know, she's on the playground, but he only sees her like at nighttime.
Right.
And so they become friends, and he learns a little bit more about her. Now, he's 12, and she's like 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they become friends. She's like his only friend. And she just has a lot more going on than she lets on.
Yeah.
But she's awesome with that Rubik's Cube.
Oh, yeah. I used to be able to do that, Mike.
I could never do the Rubik's Cube.
I can't do it now.
I was so frustrated. I tried. I really tried that damn Rubik's Cube back when I was in 4th grade or 5th grade or whatever.
Then they had the bigger one.
I even bought a book that said how to solve damn Rubik's Cube, and I still couldn't do it.
No, then they had the bigger one. They made it like a double size now.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
People nuts. But
Yeah.
I could not do that damn Rubik's Cube. Finally, I threw it on the ground until it busted a million pieces. Put it back together again and said, "Here."
I thought you'd be one to like peel the stickers off and put them back where they're supposed to be. And
no, this is me. I'm violent. I threw it to the ground and broke it, man. I'm not going to peel stickers off.
Classic.
Screw it.
That's what I would have done. I didn't expect that from you, you savage.
I am.
All right. So anyway, so we're dealing with these two, the interaction of these two kids, the relationship that develops between these two kids, which is totally believable. I mean, you feel, again, it's what I call the fly on the wall, where you really kind of feel like you're there and you're kind of watching all this transpire, which I thought was brilliant. The director did a great job with that.
Very subtle direction.
Subtle
in terms of the camera movement.
Everything in this movie was understated. Except for, which I cracked up about, and I have to tell you straight up, this is the funniest thing I saw in the movie, was when she attacked the first guy, right, in the tunnel. When they sped it up, right, I thought I hit fast forward.
Yeah.
She just...
Yeah, I was watching that going, oh my God, it's Gollum.
Yeah.
It's Gollum. I watched Lord of the Rings. That whole boink, boink, boink.
I had to stop myself from laughing because I was afraid I was going to offend the people I was watching it with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was nuts. It was like, come on. And I have that problem. Same thing with like in the original Spider-Man movies when he's bouncing around like it's like, come on, this is not a video game.
Yeah.
You can't hire someone from Cirque du Soleil to jump on someone's shoulders.
Now, there are so many folks that have watched this movie and they say it's the best. Somebody posted this on my Facebook today. Best vampire film in a long time. And so I start thinking, maybe because there hasn't been a lot of good vampire films.
No.
But this isn't one. Okay, so what are you rating this against? You know, I mean, it's just kind of like...
They're rating it against Twilight.
There you go.
And this is better than Twilight.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It is better than Twilight.
I was in like a video store or something, and Twilight wasn't even in the horror section. It was in the romance section.
Yeah.
And it was like, yes, that's where it belongs.
That's where it belongs. That's right. So I'm a little confused. I don't want to offend anybody, but I personally, as a horror fan, thinks this sucks. It's too into itself. It's too self-appreciating. It's too, you know what I mean?
No.
Like it's trying to take itself way, way too seriously. That's what I felt throughout the movie. It's trying to be the Shakespeare of vampire movies.
Okay, I'll see that. Well,
You know what I
trying
mean?
to create it. Well, you just praised it for being a fly on the wall.
Yeah,
and letting
for
events
the communication
unfold.
scenes. Yes, for the communication scenes, those were brilliant. But the overall vibe was me sitting there picking at my nails, going, "Can we
Something
get
happened.
this started?"
All I can tell you, my friend, is the original.
Uh-huh.
When I watched it, I went, it's got some cool things in it, but it's slow.
Yeah. I mean, can we get it
Hopefully,
started?
the remake will be quicker.
Well, I don't see, and I have not seen the original film. But,
I have.
But I can tell you that I don't see the acting in the original film beating this. This was top notch. But if it's as slow,
It's as slow.
is this? I'll be out. I'll be out, dude.
Yeah.
You make a foreign film this slow, I'll be unconscious.
Right.
Okay? I mean, that's just where I'm at.
At least in this one, they spoke English.
Yeah. So, but it was a good story. I mean, there were certainly some high points in there. Especially in the apartment.
Yeah, you know what? The climactic scene in the apartment when they were, the door and the kid was in there and he didn't want the detective coming in.
Right.
I thought
who was played brilliantly, by the way.
Yeah, I thought the tension and the pacing of that was brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this is a slow movie, but
that deserved to be slow.
But when it's on, it's on.
Yeah. That deserved to be slow.
Problem is, this movie's got a lot of it when it's not on. But when it's on, it's on. And it's like, oh, cool. Like even when in the car scene, That one continuous camera shot, which in reality was two, but they spliced it together really good.
Yeah.
When the camera is in the back of the car and the guy's trying to escape and then he crashes and it rolls down.
Yep.
That whole scene was like, oh my God, this is what it would be like to be in a car crashing and rolling down the hill. I thought that was creative as hell.
Yeah.
I loved that scene.
Yeah. I mean,
so this movie's got something.
It does. It does. And the story is good. And even my wife says, she says, you know what? That movie left out so much out of the book, it's not even funny. And that's usually the case.
Well, I think because this movie was based on not the book, but the
original
foreign movie.
Yeah. But can you imagine how long this movie would have to be if they fit any more stuff in there?
Pick it up, edit a snippet of a few seconds here and there.
Oh,
you know?
Do I have 6 hours? I'll sit down and watch it. You know what I mean? Come on. You know, I mean, that's just my opinion. And other people are going to disagree, of course. But what I'm saying is that for me, watch this movie was I don't want to watch it again.
No, but I'm glad I watched it.
I am glad I saw it. And I can say I saw it.
And I think people should see it to appreciate certain things in this movie.
There are some filmmaking gems in this movie. Some things that you don't see every day in horror.
Yeah. This added a little bit of style.
Yep.
And like I said, that car thing was something I haven't seen before. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Yep.
The kids were great.
Yep.
And that tension in the apartment near the end, I mean, there was a lot to like in this movie.
Lot to like, lot to dislike,
but
though.
But the pacing, that's the only thing to dislike, the pacing.
Yeah.
So
bored me to death. Bored to tears.
Yeah.
You know what? This is a tough one for me. Good story, good acting, fly on the wall vibe, yet pacing just completely put me out. You know what? Oh, I hate to do this. 2.
Yeah, I was going to give it 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I hate to do it because there are some things in there, like you said, that work.
There's some things in here that I was impressed with and that I liked, and the kids and the acting and everything. I just wish it was faster.
Yeah.
You know, not faster, but pacing.
I mean, we're not trying to make an action movie out of it.
Right. Yeah. No.
We want is
we don't want Michael Bay touching this movie.
Right.
I'm going to attack this guy. Imagine if Michael Bay filmed this. When she jumps on the guy in the gutter, he explodes.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
That's what would happen.
So anyway, but it's too bad. I wish it was a little bit different, but like I say, like you said, I mean, it's worth seeing once.
All right, I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.